Hey everybody, sorry about that. It was just not connecting at all. It was like stuck on the little spinny thing saying going live. Mercury retrograde, that little bastard, has been screwing with me all day long. That little bastard. So how's everybody doing? Sorry about it taking forever. Aisha, Carol, Sweet Darling Lulu, Lisa Graham, Constance, Wes. Hey, Wes. I'm trying, Wes. I'm trying. Sharon. Let's see. Sonia, Connie, Carmen, Virginia Bird, Mary Hall, Cynthia Sunshine. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, that little bastard. Let's see. Marie Sutton, Cold Toes. Yeah, for those of you guys just strolling in, I was just saying that my apologies. It was YouTube was not going live for some reason. So I I tried it a couple times and then I just shut down my computer and restarted and prayed to the gods that the little bastard would work. And it did. So hey Carol Gallagher. Hey Jenny. Oh, I'm telling you, it has been it has been a day. All of my stuff at work went haywire today. My CAT card reader on my computer. CAT card is a common access card that they give you when for government employees, so you can access government websites. That decided to stop working, so I had to get an external CAT card reader and hook it up to my USB port. And then I found out that even though my work computer has 2 USB ports, only one of them works. So I have to use a token because our emails are encrypted for our VPN. So since only one USB port works, I had to keep switching in and out between the external CAT card reader and the token to be able to check my emails, because I can't even look at my emails without that token being put in. Like everything that could have gone wrong went wrong today. And then YouTube, I'm like, you know what? I can already see how this is going to go. This Mercury, because usually Mercury retrograde doesn't fuck with me until like the very end. But for some reason, he's got me now. And he's only been retrograde since the 9th. He breaking all sorts of stuff. So, hey, Trillium. So, that's been my story. I wasn't even going to go live because Jenny was texting me and she's like, you're going to go live tonight? I was like, I have had such a shit day at work, blah, 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 blah. Because it was so frustrating because it took me all day long to do 3 things. To do 3 stupid things because of issues with technology. And then all this other shit blowing up and people calling me to fix it, and I'm trying to fix it, but my computer's not. I mean, it was a day. It was a day. So knocking on wood, tomorrow is better. Yeah, Johnny, these are new cards. I wanted to say thank you to Pamela Dixon, who sent me these. These are new Lennies, so I'll show you guys when I do the tableau. And then, you guys, she sent me this. See that? That's a moonlight. And it came with a little remote, but I can't open it to put a battery inside of it. So I'm going to have to wait till Peanut comes. But it changes into all these colors, and then you can make it flash or strobe or fade. I don't know what smooth is. And I don't know what all these other ones are. and you can dim it, turn it on and off, but I can't open it. So I'm going to have to wait for Peanut. But look, it's really pretty. So there it is on red. And then you see like down here, this little thing, there's a tiny little button. You just tap it and it changes the colors. Let's see. There it is on green. Well, it's not showing true to color. Hold on. This is green. It looks lighter on screen than it is in real life. This is purple. But see, it's like the moon, but it's got like galaxies on it. And this is like, I don't know, like a light pink. It looks red on the screen, but it's not red. It's like a light pink. And then here's a lighter purple, like a magenta, I guess. Let me see. And here's another blue. But yeah, it's got all like the rivets and stuff, like where it's been hit by meteors. So it's textured. Like if you run your hand over it, it's all textured. And this is like a light pink color. This one's my favorite because you can really see the variations. See? Like nebulas and stuff. It's really pretty. So let me see. And this is red. And then this is like a light green. Oh, wait, I think I just put it. Yeah, I just put it on the setting to where it changes colors. It fades by itself. See, now it's turning purple and magenta and red. So it just does it by itself. So it's super cool. And it's chargeable. So you just stick the charge thing in there in a USB port and it charges it. But it's super pretty. I'm just going to leave it on right there and just watch it change colors while I'm reading cards. Because I had got another one a long time ago, but this one, oops, this one here, this one's just bright, but you see it looks like the moon. It's super cool. So you can make it yellow or white. But then they started making these other ones that change colors. So now I have two. So I can use these. Because like sometimes when I'm reading at night, I don't like all the lights on. So I only like ambient lighting. So then I had gotten myself this little thing here, which is, it's got a USB port right there too. But it's like it's a book light. So you open it and it's a book, but it's got a light. See? And then you can close it and open it and it changes. One color is really white, one color is yellow. So, but they make these two that change colors like the little moon like that. But I just got the regular white one. It gives off just enough light to where it's not super dark. And then I use my little book lights and I read in the dark. But these are super fun. So thank you, Pamela, for being so kind and sending me the little moon. I'm just going to sit there and watch it change colors because it's so pretty. So yeah, she sent these as well. So these are new Lenny's. But yeah. So hope everybody's doing well. Oh, hey, lucky girl. I can't believe Johnny's is going to toss those cards. If I lived close to you, I'd be like, get in the damn car. And you would get in the car and I would go and return your stuff for you. Like, that's $15. That's gas. That's gas in my car, damn it. So I guess tonight we're going to do, hey, Jose. We're going to do, what's his face? So these are new. Those cards were ass. Yeah, this right here is not a deck I would recommend to beginners because as you can see, you're going to have to be familiar with the cards because it doesn't have any numbers or anything. Like I would I can't tell if that's lily or bouquet. I'm thinking it's lily. Clover, birds, snake, man, garden, bear, dog, coffin, child, scythe, rider, ship, letter, fox, tower, storks, house, crossroads, star, tree, clouds, moon. I think that would be mountain, even though it looks like a glacier. Mountain, ring, book, sun, cross, key, woman, heart, anchor, bouquet. Okay, so this one's bouquet, and then this one's lilies. Whip, mice, and fish. I wouldn't recommend this one for beginners if you're not familiar with the system. So I went and do that. So let's see here. So we got 3, 10, 13, 8, 32, 28, 18, 29. So he's sitting on the very top of the tableau, and I'm assuming this is Ivanka because it's man, dog, woman. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 9, 22, 34, 12, 15, 36, 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 25, 21, 35, 27, 30, 19, 16, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then we got 17, 1, 7, 31, 24, 11, 26, 32. Moon is in its own house in this. Oh, no. Sorry, I'm a liar. I'm a liar. It's Clover. So I am a liar. Do not listen to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we got 4, 6, 33, 23. Okay, let me put this in the little baby cards so that it fits. All right. Okay, so 3. 10. Gosh darn it. 13. There. 13. 8. 32. 28. 18. Let me move this over. 29. 5. Hey, Sunflower. 9. 22. 15. 36. 14. 25. 21. 35. 27. 30. 14. 16. 20. 17. 7. 41. 24. 11. 26. 2. 4. 6. 33. 23. Okay. That's as good as it's going to get. That's as good as it's going to get. Let's see. There we go. So, alrighty. Kushner, round tableau. He's sitting on the very top, meaning he's in a pretty good position. He sits on house cloud. Dog is sitting on snake. Woman is sitting on coffin. So they're sitting quite well. However, this may speak to perhaps an overconfidence that he's he is very much in control of certain situations. But I wouldn't bet on it too much because he's sitting on house clouds. Clouds is one of the most negative cards in the entire deck, the most negative. So there's a lot of problems here in regards to confusion, doubt, chaos, trouble. Problems, clouded thinking, a fogged mind, that sort of thing. So, but even so, it's a perhaps a false sense of security or a false sense of confidence, if that makes any sense. The first 3 cards or the first 4 cards here are talking about perhaps some sort of new trip that was canceled and ended, because this is talking about trips, going afar, travel, journeys, adventures that may have been canceled. So perhaps a new trip that may have been canceled and has come to an end. Also, commerce that is going to be canceled, and there's going to be new losses for the family. Coffin is sitting on house. House is your home, your property, your close family, real estate, your entourage. So there may be a significant amount of loss to commerce over the next year. This way here, this is his current line. There is some serious trouble and legal arguments, quite possibly currently, because this is his current line, in the courts in regards to, because he sits above Bear. This is him in a powerful position over an institution or a company, also financial companies, but there's disputes and problems here. Lily's is sitting below his feet, below Kushner's feet, below Ivanka's feet. That means that this person lacks virtue. It's not good. You want this above you, not below your feet. Where he lacks virtue is with his ambitions. He may be an overly ambitious person, but also the law with Tower right there. Also perhaps problems in regards to, let me see here. Dishonor or lack of virtue when he was in a position of authority as some sort of a manager or an executive position. This way here, right below him, when you go to Bear and then you go this way, there's serious issues, widespread investigations in regards to prosperity and wealth, perhaps him as a person that is self-employed, an entrepreneur. Fish is sitting on house, birds is right next to it. So there may have been an abundance of business meetings, and then there's financial penalties, serious financial penalties here, and investigations for fraud this way. That is widespread. Fox is sitting on stars right here in this column when you go down this way. And this way, there, since he is acting, this is saying he's acting without virtue. Something that is widespread financially being investigated for social media here, and something to do with a campaign. But there's about to be a very serious penalty where there's a huge loss of commerce for a new venture around perhaps some sort of social media campaign, because this is social media. There is a company. Also something here to do with a judge around financial stuff that there's huge penalties, perhaps around also an organization or somewhere where there is a tall building. Okay, that's all this line here, because this is saying that he's perhaps currently litigating some serious stuff, or will be litigating some serious stuff financially within the courts. This way, it's talking about perhaps some sort of historical record or written correspondences where he was acting out of virtue, something widespread with social media, or something to do with a campaign. Business meetings and negotiations, huge financial penalties for fraud, and this is closure of ventures this way. Okay. Fox is sitting on stars that could be widespread fraud, also widespread investigations. Fox is knighting here to Tower. This would be like to meet, because the Foxes work, but the Fox is also very covert and very cunning and manipulative and devious. but it's also very resourceful and smart. There may be fraud within an institution or fraud within the government, but also an institution that investigates. And right here, you're seeing something that is classified. Where is Tree is sitting over there. You know what? I don't see weapons on him like I did on Bars, because Scythe is way over here on Clover, meaning that an opportunity is cut. Back to what I was saying about a new business venture that's going to go under or closes, and it ruins the family. There's ruin and losses for the family. Down here in his line of fate, I don't know if you can see it very well. His line of fate is house, clouds, key, and mice. So key coming after clouds is good, but it's not good in this particular instance because he's got mice sitting right behind it in house. And house cross, and cross is sitting on house bear. Bear is sitting on house fox. So the family, significant trouble for evidence, or the family's in significant trouble. Wait, let me reword that. The family is in a shit ton of trouble for significant thievery. The thievery is punishable. It brings pain financially, financial investigations, executive investigations. Fox is knighting here to, what do you call this? Book. This could be researching something further to gain knowledge, but also fraud that is being kept secret. So something clandestine. Also, Fox to book can also be interpreted as, and because it sits on house sun, something fraudulent, perhaps to do with energy. I can't box him in because he's sitting at the very top. So his career and his reputation and his honors here end, ruin. If you go this way, because I would go this way and then back around. He knights here to lilies, like I said, acting without virtue. Man knights here to stars. Celebrity, but because he sits on, well, with here it talks about fame. Growing fame. However, since he is sitting on clouds, not good. Problems. Also, he knights here to stars in house mice. Widespread corruption. Growing doubts. He's sitting on clouds as well. Clouds is about doubt. He's got birds right here. That's nervousness. He's in a little bit control. He has a little bit of control over his nervousness. And because of his position, he thinks he can handle it. He's about to be in for a rude awakening because of where he sits on the very top. And he's got Tower very near. Tower is, it's your ambition, but it's also your ego. And let me see what house. Tower is sitting on house crossroads. There's multiple institutions and also multiple problems with several courts. It's not just one. It's more than one. Two or more, because crossroads is two or multiples. So he's got a few legal issues where there's disputes here. And then there's a pattern of corruption, a pattern of thievery for him this way. If this is in regards to his book, there's widespread criticism, but it's only well seen within a small group. Now, with Tower, Stars, and Garden, you can't see it because the light, but this card right here is Garden. This would tell me that there's an institution that perhaps has a social media platform, or they're big on the internet, That's the only place where this book does well. It's a small, tiny little win. So I don't know if this means that the only people that are going to buy his book is the RNC or someone like that. It doesn't go to the public widespread because of how this sits here. It's above it, not in the same line. Let me see here. He Knight's here to fish, an entrepreneur or a businessman, having a lot of meetings and negotiating a lot of negotiating some shopping sprees. I'll put it that way. Devious. Man Knight's here to Fox. Devious. Fraudulent. This could be also in regards to work because Fox also is the work and employment card. So one way to interpret that is entrepreneur, he works in business. But there's also fraud here. And then we talked about that. This one right here, there's friends, a widespread, a very vast amount of loyalists that get punished for having knowledge of something that had to do with what? Follow this line up here. Power in the government disputed. Another way to interpret this, dog is sitting on snake. Treasonous, lying, problematic, deceptive, betrayals, people that suffer, widespread suffering for loyalists here because of knowledge or because of secrets that were had. Woman, I'm going to interpret as his wife. This woman, fraud, organization, and a little bit of a win here. But she's acting fraudulently along with him. Because the way to have these four talk, it goes man, woman, fox, bear. So these two are somehow in cahoots around working with finances and defrauding financial institutions. Fox is sitting on stars, widespread fraud. Bear is sitting on fox, finances that are manipulated, or finances and resources that are fraudulent. And right in between it is cross sitting on house bear. Punishment, suffering, misfortune, grief. Now, they do have cross sitting very close to both of them. So if there is any sort of pain that comes from this, it appears to be somewhat short-lived because it's not them that get sacrificed. It's these people up here. A friend is sacrificed. A loyalist is sacrificed. Widespread sacrifices here. So it's looking like it's more whoever this is. For them, it looks like fines and commerce being closed one way, shape, or form because of this up here. Let me see. But she's got opportunities for commerce abroad, the corners. There's something that requires travel or journeys or visiting afar because ship sits on house writer. This could also be news of commerce from abroad. She's got losses though, or she could be, she's still going to suffer losses, but it comes from the family. Losses in the family. But she's got opportunities here. They're a little bit of luck. Not huge wins, little wins to change things and improve here abroad. Central to the reading is fish in house birds, birds in house child, letter in house garden, and lilies in house mountain. So negotiating how do I say this? Let me see. Negotiating and consulting in one way, shape, or form. Negotiations and consulting. Shopping around also. Perhaps interviewing people and shopping around. Conversations about money. Meetings about money. Meetings about business. Um, then these two, letter and house garden. The results of a network or an organization, of an entourage, of society, the results of society, or the results of a gathering or some sort of a party. It's a huge network of people, where somewhere where you would get an audience. So because this looks like a social media campaign here that was bringing in finances, that's being investigated, and there's punishment for financial fraud. This could be in regards to the Save America Pact or something like that, where they're both of them are involved one way, shape, or form. They worked on it. Here he was perhaps managing something, working on managing the finances. Perhaps that's how he may be linked here. Because this is the results of this campaign. Letter in the House of Garden. So you're looking at written correspondences, documents, paper, mail, letters, licenses, receipts, anything that's written communication within the organization, the campaign, or where there's a large body of people, like a gathering of some sort. And then Lilies in House Mountain. Lilies is more like Lilies and Mountain. Okay. Let me see. Let me think about this in relation to everything else. It could be because it sits next to Tower. But I'm looking at these four. So I'm not looking at this just yet. Wisdom. Like some sort of, it has to do with some sort of a delay because it sits on mountain. A delay, an obstruction. Obstruction. Oh shoot. Delays, obstruction. Obstacles. Like a and it could also be a judge as well. With these two. But it's consulting and negotiating with people about business or payments or some sort of transactions. There are recorded mail documents from an organization or the network where there's some sort of campaign where you have a very large audience and some sort of like a like they're having to wait to overcome a delay or an obstacle or a problem. Now, when looking at this and looking at all this right here, I'm wondering if he's going to get wrapped up in the Save America PAC as well, along with his wife. On top of, because Tower is sitting on crossroads, there's more than one legal issue for him that he's going to get tied up in, because here it shows that he's going to be having court fights, and it's going to be chronic losses and a pattern of thievery or a pattern of corruption. So because Tower sits on crossroads, that can mean 2, or it can mean multiples. Okay. So because of that, I'm wondering if both of them are going to get caught up in the Save America PAC and some other sort of campaign. Because here, Dog is sitting on Snake. This could be a friend that betrays, a friend that's a liar, or lying to people that are loyal. Okay. And then when we talked about this earlier, this line right here, Bear on Fox, Cross on Bear, and then Fox on Stars, financial punishments for widespread fraud. And then this up here is talking about ventures being shut down. And then there's punishment for fraud here. And then this is saying a fraudulent organization with Garden right below it. So I'm wondering if he worked in some capacity, because here with him sitting over Bear, he was managing something there. The Bear is a manager. It talks about strength, good fortune, finances, resources. Okay. So he may have worked at some sort of an executive capacity, because it sits on Fox around some sort of a campaign. Dog Knight's here to Birds, friends that were meeting or negotiating or talking to friends, or friends Twitter. So this could also have something to do with remember earlier I said some social media campaign. It could also do with something with the Truth Social platform, because here, if this is investors, because these are the people that have the resources over here, it's saying they're negotiating because they're financially suffering this way, and there's fraud. So, and because again, Tower is sitting on crossroads, he's got several legal issues, and at this point I can only think of 3. Save America, the Truth Social, and wait, what was the other one? And it could be him in some sort of official capacity within the government at an executive position here. But there's 2 very prominent ones that are that can hurt them financially. Now, because Cross sits close, like I said, the suffering is not super long term, but Mice is far away. Whatever they take away from him, he is not able to get back. Okay. Now, it shows here that he's loyal to his wife. He's friendly with his wife. But the houses that they sit on, this doesn't look good. Back to what I said, even though they're at the top of the tableau, they're not sitting on good houses. And she's sitting on Coffin. So losses for her family, woman on house, Coffin on house. So significant loss and ruin for her family. Perhaps losses to property. It could also speak about depression. So there's that. Let's see here. This way it's talking about his career and reputation, his honors with Coffin this way. If I follow him around that way, ended loss here. And he's not considered to be an innocent person. But again, reading it this way, losses in commerce. So in business ventures moving ahead, he's going to have to find people abroad. I'm looking at this little box here. People abroad that are willing to make quick decisions and take a lot of risks. Now, with the Fox being here again on house stars, okay, Bear shows a huge amount of money coming in. Where's Clover? Clover is sitting on Moon. Moon is right next to him on tree. There, if he's not already, because this is sitting on Fox, Bear is sitting on Fox, there is huge amounts of money. Loads. Not talking $100, $200, $300,000. No, millions and millions and millions and millions and huge amounts of resources. And it sits on Fox. There may be an investigation into his wife. There's financial ruin here. Bear knighting to Fox, or bear knighting to Coffin and House. Financial ruin for her and her family. Something goes bankrupt or closes. Financial documents, finances within an organization where there's a network of people. And then the love of money or a desire for huge resources and knowledge of power or having secrets about the financing. But since this is here, hold on. Hold on. Because it's looking like Scythe is sitting on Clover. That means your opportunities are cut off. But down here, down this column, it shows that there was a favorable decision that was made. A favorable decision from the results of that campaign or that organization of people that was very much desired. And if I look here, let me see. Ship writer. Book. Sun. Man. Hold on, let me follow that line around. Because it's not, looking at this tableau, it is not evident about the windfall that he just got, because the only way to see it is to go down this line. There's his career, his honors, his fame, his prestige, his recognition, his reputation, okay? There's the big finances right here. Moon is sitting on house tree, which has to do with health, your roots, growth, okay? There's the finances that are being investigated and financial fraud or being financially savvy. Right here, Stars is sitting on house mice. Widespread corruption, widespread thievery. And here is the windfall. So something about his position in his career put him in a new path to where he just got a huge windfall financially. But if you look, that's on a line of influence. So it's not direct. Do you see what I'm saying? You kind of have to fish it out. So because book is down here, this would be something that's classified. Okay. I can't really, this isn't really telling me anything that, classified stuff was stolen. It would need to be like this. Book and then mice. But mice sits below it to the left. So this could be talking about secret anxieties, secret thievery. And then book knights here to key. Significant knowledge, significant secrets. So it's not blatant. Do you see what I'm saying? About that windfall that came from abroad. So I'm going to follow the ship around to see if it, let me see, 3, 1, 26, 31, 28, 6, 34, 12, 13, and 3. So the chain around ship will let me knight it for several trips here that were delayed or obstructed. But there's some here that are canceled. And this could also be in regards to several areas of commerce that get blocked. Do you see what I'm saying? That are going to have serious issues, because this is not just going abroad. This also has to do with commerce and enterprise. Okay. So this chain around goes from ship to writer to book to sun to man to clouds, and then fish, birds, child, and then back. So one way to interpret that is a visitor from abroad, and then something that is secret, or knowledge of a visitor from abroad. He's not optimistic. He is not optimistic because it goes sun, man, clouds. So if it's sun, man, an optimistic man is confused or is having serious doubts about negotiating business or new business. So there's something right now that he's pausing or putting on hold. And from here it says it gets canceled, but that doesn't happen till way over here. It's almost like ship, writer, book, sun, man, clouds. It's like they're already getting the feedback and they already know that their business and commerce is going to take a hit, and they're a little bit wary of negotiating new businesses or new ventures, if that makes sense. Because from where he sits, he's got to go this way, and then it comes back around this way. So man, and then dog, woman, and then it comes this way. So September, October, November, December, January, February, March. So from October, November, December, January, February, March. So through March, because that's when this shows up, these ventures getting canceled and closed. It's almost like they're strategizing, because man knights here to fox, man is over bear, bear sits on fox, strategizing and trying to manage, control what they can. However, I don't see them moving stuff around. Why? Storks is way over here. Storks is not near the fish. It's not to say that they don't already have stuff abroad that they wouldn't be able to have access to. I'm not saying that. In this tableau, the idea of them shoveling money abroad is not supported. Because fish sits nowhere near anything that would tell me that they're moving it somewhere else, shuffling it. He's got alternatives and options on people he can sweet talk for ventures, but he's not optimistic about it. So it's almost like this huge load of money. It's kind of like a cushion. He's sitting on a good cushion, but there's this right here again with the investigations into the finances in multiple courts or multiple law places where he's going to be fighting it. There's multiple cases that he's going to be fighting. If I look at fish, what's around it, we're looking at new endings, new losses. These are not small, because this is talking right here. This is talking about commerce and ventures that get canceled, commerce and ventures delayed, and problems. So this is new closures. And it's almost like he's relying on his reputation. Good luck with that. And also another thing to note, he's optimistic from where he sits, if not a little bit arrogant. The celestial bodies, he's got the moon close by. He nights down to the stars, but it's below him. And it's got the cross sitting over it. The sun is back on his house, so his optimism, but as things, an optimistic man, a very successful man, a happy man, a joyful man, like all the energetic man, all of that, even from where he sits, I would still err on the side of caution, because if you look, it's out of reach. It's out of reach, and he does not sit in a good house. So even if he tries to act like, the saying, fake it till you make it, it's out of reach. And also, where is Key is out of reach. So he's got two of the celestials beneath him, with only one within reach, but the most important one, the Key, is out of reach for him. And again, with the line of fate, significant, serious, huge problems for the family, and an enormous amount of anxiety and worry and chronic shitting your pants about who's going to get hung, because Mice is sitting on cross. So that would be like suffering from anxiety, being punished for thievery, misfortune for stealing, for being a thief, pains and burdens from anxiety, but also stealing. And it's not just him, it's the family this way. So let's see. He's already spoken to the committee, correct? Because if the committee would be anywhere, it would be here with Garden. I can't believe this guy sits there and like tries to act like his shit don't stink and he did such a great job. It's like, hey, jackass, do you remember like that one time that you said that, we shouldn't worry about COVID because it's only going to affect the blue states, while also knowing that it's a airborne disease? What are you going to do? Put all the blue states in a bubble and don't let anybody from the red states travel to blue states, or people from blue states travel to red states? That's how you're going to contain it. Like, the guy's a fucking idiot, but he doesn't know that his own shit stinks. But let me see here. They may, as time goes by, a benign way to read this would be that they may have issues with more than one child in the family. This way. That's one benign way to interpret that. Another benign way to interpret that, there might be a child in the family that can become ill. Child is sitting next to coffin. Scythe is close by with tree is close by with the scythe. So there may be a health issue around a child or more than one child, to where there might be a problem. Let me see. Oh yeah, exactly, Deborah. Like, oh, these are mine. These are ours. Really? I mean, he screwed that pooch 800 different ways to Sunday during a pandemic. But yet he, in his own brilliant, arrogant mind, he thinks he should get a Nobel Peace Prize for the fucking shit job he did. You know? In his mind, it was the best thing ever. A genius, you know? No, it's you. Don't get me started. Let me see this way. He might have to delay his cosmetic surgeries. There's just this another benign way to explain this, because scythe has to do with accidents, surgeries, danger, very swift decisions, separations, risks. And this is cosmetics. And Bouquet is sitting on house scythe. There's a delay here from visiting. He may have to have some delays or back off of the Botox injections or whatever the hell else he's doing. That's one benign way to interpret that. Or he may have a problem where there's a buildup of something because of injections this way, because this way it's saying multiple injections. This is cosmetic surgeries, delays or problems, or where there's a backup, an obstruction, a blockage because of cosmetic surgeries. So he may want to hold off on that. There's something here also, another benign way to interpret this is, let me see. This traveling for a health related issue to resolve pregnancies this way here. And here's travel is cut off. Travel is blocked and delayed. Decisions here. The results of the decisions this way. And then passionate women, or a passionate woman here. So this may also have to do with Roe v. Wade, but I mean, he's no longer in office. Not even in office, whatever he was doing, a fly on the wall. That's one benign way to interpret that. Another way to do that, to look at that, is trying to grow commerce abroad with people that are favorable to him, to bring some sort of resolution or change. These two are marrying. I just noticed that ring in the house of storks and storks in house ring. So this could be talking about improving a marriage, changing a marriage. Let me see. Another way to interpret that would be like improving some sort of an agreement or a commitment or a partnership. circular routine improvements. And because tree is here, we could be looking at travel to routine travel to improve health. If it's in relation to commerce, trying to grow commerce and routinely improve it. But like I said, there's problems with commerce this way, there's problems with commerce this way. So it looks like when he gets to this column, the effort is going to be behind finding exit strategies and making decisions on how to routinely improve commerce abroad, quite possibly visiting abroad, because here it's saying there's something here that's going to get shut down and blocked and delayed, and he's going to have issues. So it'll come down to looking at options. Now, Scythe is sitting in house Clover, so that risk may be too high. Child is sitting on house Ship, so it may be somewhere new abroad, a new venture abroad, a new commerce. And then Coffin is sitting on house. So there may be something that comes up where commerce here domestically may not be an option, because here it's saying that the options are cut off. He's got Bouquet sitting on house Scythe. Crossroads sitting on Lilies. And Birds sitting on Fish. So let me see here. Without considering the houses, we could be looking at several areas where he's satisfied with business and the way that things are going, because there could be negotiations. There's other areas where he's not very satisfied because Bouquet is sitting on Scythe. So that satisfaction, those gifts. Also, because he no longer has a position, some of those gifts may not be an option. So areas where he may have been granted, I don't want to say privilege. I'm lacking the word here. Not privilege, but what's the word? Special treatment, gifted. Those are cut off. Down here, there's obstacles and problems and a pileup, and something persistent in law and the paperwork around organizations. Business decisions that are out of opportunities that are going to have to be renegotiated, not being very happy, especially when it comes to decisions and losses for the family or property. There are some things that will be rewarded. Perhaps you'll be receiving invitations. There's business delays, though, here, but they're overcome. So now the bad news over here, let me see here, because he's got several areas where he can be looking at on how to get out of this. He may see things that are closed off this way and this way, but he finds options. They might be smaller and not as big, but it helps him overcome the obstacles. However, with that said, again, he's not as optimistic as he appears to be. Because if you look down this column, what do you have? Coffin in house, Fish in house Birds, Letter in house Garden, Sun in house Man. That would be his optimism. What comes beneath it? Clouds. That optimism, that arrogance, that I got everything under control, I can figure this out, I'll find an alternative, blah, 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 blah. No. This is bad news. Domestic sorrow. with lilies and what is this? Clouds, domestic sorrow, letter and clouds. Very, very bad news, but it comes through written communication. Whip nights over here to clouds, chronic, repetitive issues. It just happens over and over and over and over. Like, think of just chronic bad weather that doesn't go away. That's this. So down this column. So even though he thinks he may be able to get out of it, it's extremely problematic. Let me see. Now, the delays and obstacles come from people that are not very friendly or do not trust him. Because man, dog, woman, like I said earlier, he sits on house clouds. That's not good. That's bad. Dog sits on house snake. This is not a person that is trustworthy. Mountain sits on dog, not trustworthy. So even though he appears to be loyal to his wife and together they appear to be loyal people, there's doubt that they can be trusted. Okay. With mountain sitting on dog, this could be in regards to a powerful enemy, or loyalties and trust and friendship and companionship and all that is blocked. There's a problem there, and it's persistent. It's not something that is you can easily get around. And then here you have bad news. If there's any chance that they were wanting to turn things around, what is delivered is problems and trouble. Because this here is talking about news of a change that is problematic. It brings trouble. And it has to do around what? Something that's written or communicated via written communication to an organization. Let me see here. What are you guys saying? He suffers socially this way. So man suffers socially. She is trying to figure out a way to sneak into society. And with Fox sitting on stars, trying to sneak around and trying to be seen as a celebrity and good light in society, but it's not. It's touchy. Let me see here. Reading it this way, there is some sort of an agreement. Like I said earlier, ring on stork, storks on ring. There's some sort of a promise of improvement that gets delayed, stuck in court, or something that is persistent with the law. And then this way, this could be orders from a judge, orders from a committee, but it's not just one court, it's multiple courts, and it's widespread. And it has to do with this, the agreement to change something and delay. So we could be looking at, more stuff from the insurrectionists, but that's September, October, November. That's over here. This is showing this way, and it's far from him. So I don't know. News of improvements bring trouble, very heated, passionate debates, and then there's something here that's classified or a project that may bring a little bit of a win. That's his bottom line here. It's a tiny win. It's not huge. But again, I wouldn't be so optimistic because the sun sits right above the clouds. Think about like on a sunny day and the clouds come overhead and you can't see the sun. The rays don't touch you. That's what this is, sun and clouds. Now, if the clouds were before the sun, then I would say, yeah, your problems are over, but it falls beneath this way. So he might think that they got this squared away. No, no, sir. No, sir. So, hey, Peggy, I didn't see you. Hold on. Let me turn off my little moonlight. I'm going to charge it. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I got to scoot my fat ass out of here. Lord have mercy. Y'all pray for me tomorrow so I don't end up throwing my computer out of a window at work. Because I'm telling you, I had a day. I had a day. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. I'm going to run downstairs real quick. Y'all think of questions for the tableau and I'll see if I can answer them. Okie dokie. Refilled my little water here. And my little hydro jug. Let's see. I showed you guys my hydro jug the other day. I love this thing. So let's see. Oy. So any questions for the tableau? Any questions for the tableau before I close it out? Because it's 9:30. Down this way, it's saying that there could be a couple of kids that he may be having problems with. Persistent problems or persistent trouble. Could be because the little kids are liars down this way. And it could also be due to an illness of some sort. I would be hesitant to say illness, though, because the other cards that would not validate, but signal to that are too far. So the whip, the mice, the tower, they're not close enough. The cloud, the tree is close enough. So there may be some sort of a accident, with the child. The child may be very stubborn this way. So it can be like something to do with growing pains. I don't know how old his kids are, but there could be trouble at home with the child. Any shiny pair of match? Nope, I don't see it. No, lucky girl. I don't see it. I see several court cases, investigations into financial fraud, closure, and ruin in commerce. Looking for alternatives to commerce, but it's a bit difficult because they're not trustworthy. Dog is sitting on snake. Mountain is sitting on dog. Not trustworthy. And it may have to do with reputational damage. Moon knights to cross. It knights here to crossroads that sits on whip. Knights to letter, and it knights to tower. Not very trustworthy. But I don't see the handcuffs. I just see a bunch of legal issues, financial fraud, something with social media stuff that may be fraudulent, financial records that come under scrutiny, sweet talking people to raise and gift money this way, this line right here, several gifts of money and what was negotiated or sent. There could be voicemails, but there's records, emails, or anything like that in regards to these financial shenanigans. And then there's punishment here for financial fraud. And then this line is talking about social media stuff that's not working in their favor. Perhaps something with a campaign. So like I was saying earlier, the Save America, could be one of them. It could also be Trump.org, because he's got more than one tower on crossroads. Let me see what else. If most of the cards were lying beneath Kushner, they'd be weighing upon him. What is the significance of them being below? The higher the significator sits on top of the tableau, the more in control he is of the situation, depending on what house the significator sits on. So even though he's on top, think of gravity, he's on top, he thinks he's in control of all of this stuff. And it shows that he's in a good position. However, when you consider the house that he sits on house clouds. Clouds is the worst position ever because it talks about really bad problems, uncertainty, indecision, confusion, doubt, depression, a fogged mind. And even though he's got sun that sits on his house, it's too far away for him to be optimistic. And when you look at sun, what's right underneath it? Clouds. So even though he feels like he's in an advantageous position, not so much. Not in this tableau. No, Kathy, I do not. Not in this tableau. That showed up in the first tableau that I did on him a couple of years back, but not in this tableau. It was lilies here, lilies on house tree, storks here, and man right here in house mountain. Scythe was here in house fox. Fox was up here with letter right beneath. But you might want to go look at that old tableau, but that was years ago. Is he helping with charities to do with kids? Quite possibly, because of the child here. And then there's gifts of money. From speaking to or speaking about children. So, however, garden is far, far away. So he may be involved in some sort of a charity for children. Because there's gifts, several gifts of money around children. And talking about children, child knights, 2 birds, negotiating, talking, or meeting about children's health, problems, and the results of that. So, yeah. But like I said, be careful, because even if it's something charitable, as this line moves forward, there's financial fraud and serious punishment this way. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're defrauding charities too. I mean, it's not like they didn't do it with the cancer kids, you know. Let me see. I do not see that in this tableau, lucky girl. This is secrets here. Fish is sitting too far from that. If I look at the documents themselves, it would be here. It's sitting on house garden, public records, records to do with a network of some sort, shopping here for the results of energy this way. So lilies is sitting on mountain. This is some sort of an enemy. Some sort of an enemy. It could be a regal person. Virtue, harmony, family satisfaction, elders, an older person, peace, contentment, but it's almost regal in nature. And there's something that was established, but this person is an enemy, sits on mountain. There's a betrayal here, or some sort of a lie in regards to these records. Energy was what was desired. It was successful, though. Successful. Not the way that it normally does. Sunflower. Lilies, because lilies has to do with maturity, with satisfaction, with elders. But it's also very regal. And tree is far away, which would be like your ancestry. But it's sitting on mountain. Mountain is an enemy. So quite possibly. And at nights here to crossroads. Several meetings, shopping around, perhaps the results of something to do with energy. I don't see. I see perhaps the shopping around and the sale of the results of energy. Some sort of energy that can become very problematic with clouds right beneath it. With an established person, anchor sits on tower. Something persistent, a persistent authority, a very a person that has a grip on authority. Regal, that's an enemy, but it's looking like more like the sale of something to do with energy, and it was rewarded this way. I don't see the electric grid. No. Because if this is energy, this would be more like the grid, and it's too far away. It's some sort of energy. It could be energy that's gas or any other sort of energy, but it's energy related. Mm-hmm. And if you look at this diagonal here, friendly investor, there's your regal person, energy, and the family. If you consider the house beneath it, dog is sitting on snake, not a trustworthy person. Bear is sitting on fox, very manipulative and shady in regards to their power and their finances. Lilies is sitting on mountain, an enemy. And then sun is sitting back on him. And then the family, very significant, very important. Clouds is sitting on house fish. Okay, so as time goes this way, like I said way earlier, there's something around his finances that may come under scrutiny and be significantly reviewed and investigated. When you look down this line, there's serious loads of problems around business and business records, shopping records. This would be like receipts of energy, and then huge problems. And then clouds is sitting back on fish. Big problems around prosperity, abundance, independence, shopping. So I don't see so much in this tableau about selling classified documents, because letter is nowhere near book. This would tell me records that are classified. Letter is sitting on house garden. Okay, so it's not sitting on house book. It's something else to do with energy. There was a transaction of some sort, and that brings problems later on down the road this way. Because like I said, his finances come under investigation, and his position as a person of authority, perhaps at an executive level in government. because the bear is an executive. It's the boss. And then what does it sit on? In a tableau, you always look to see where the paw sits on top of. That is what it's overbearing here on Tower. So it tells me this man is the authority or the executive here. Okay, so financial executive or a person that was some sort of an executive in the government, but it was more than one area. And Bear is sitting on Fox. So this person worked at as an executive or somebody higher up in multiple areas of government. And then he knights here to Lily's, which would tell me it's a senior person. However, because Lily sits below him and not above him, he did not use this position in good virtue, if that makes sense. So, like I said, he looks like he's sitting pretty. He may think he's sitting pretty, but it's not going to be long before he starts to have doubts because he sits on clouds. The sun is on him, but it's out of reach. Yay, I'm optimistic. And then look down here. No, I'm kind of not. So, and it's almost like once this starts to ramp up, the widespread investigations into fraud and the evidence that is found about how persistent they were and the amount of corruption and thievery that was going on. So there's that. Any other questions? No. No, Sunflower. Why? Because this is too far. And there's nothing here that tells me anything about weapons. It's too far. So it's not a foreign government. This right here is not a foreign government. This is more like serious issues around social media platforms, something that was widespread around a rally, partnerships that were made to overturn and obstruct, because Ring sits on Storks sits on Ring, and then it's reiterated here. So it's not that. This is looking more like the stuff that was happening around January 6th and all the planning and how widespread the corruption in government was. Now, Storks is sitting on Ring, and if I follow this, nope, too far. Well, maybe no, I'm still leaning towards a no. Actually, I take that back. Down this line of influence, there's a meeting here or some sort of a voicemail that was lied about, or some sort of meeting about the results that are fake. Letter in House Garden, snake in House Letter. But he's already testified to the January 6th committee. But with that said, he may have omitted. And as more stuff comes out, because Ring is back here and it sits on, I'm sorry, Storks is on Ring and Ring is on Storks. There may be something else routine where he may have to follow up, or someone reaches out to follow up with him to clarify something, because it's almost like as if this is evidence, it's like as time moves, it's like there may be more evidence from the committee that comes out that he may have omitted. But do I see him getting in trouble for that? No. It looks more financial, and his position in government, something fine, and a lot of stuff that's financial, whether that's Trump org, Save America, it's one of those two, because it's a social media campaign where people were giving a lot of money up here. There's several gifts of money, and then there's serious crimes and punishment here. And then there's something here with an agreement to overturn something caused delays, and it was a widespread social media venture. So Save America, and also because this is so close to them, this little box right here, possibly Trump org, but the Trump org is hitting his wife more than him. But there's more than one legal case, if that makes sense. So that's it, y'all. That's it. But there's gonna the family is significantly stressed, like shitting their pants over legal issues. Because here, him, executive in government or someone in a position of authority, some sort of a manager, also a financial executive, but then there's chronic stress, chronic thievery that he's suffering from that's causing him pain. Mice sits on, what is this? Cross, and Cross is sitting on bear. So there's that. And his wife looks like she's looking abroad. It looks like his wife is looking abroad to try to gain more opportunity as far as commerce or business ventures, because there's something closing down here, and there's going to be problems with business here. So that's all I got, y'all. That's all I got. All I got. So happiness would be bouquet. So you would look around to see what's on bouquet. Bouquet is sitting on scythe. I mean, they got a few things to be happy about and satisfied with, and grateful for, but they're having problems seeing things in good light with moon, I'm sorry, can't even speak. Mountain right there. It may be because they don't have a lot of friends. Dog nights here to garden. This would be like your social circle. However, if you look to see what's between them and what house dog sits in, not trustworthy within their social circles. So even if they do go out and do what socialites do and rub shoulders with the other people of their class in society, because garden has to do with society, they may be looked on side-eyed, because this right here, not trustworthy. This right here, shady. This right here, oh fuck. You know what I mean? So let me see. So I mean, they can find happiness abroad, perhaps taking a couple of vacations, but here it says, that those trips get canceled. Those trips are delayed. He could be because, I'm so stressed out at work. I'm such a Superman and everything is da-da-da-da-da. Because it shows here that he's very stressed and having a hard time at work. And this is difficult work as well. So, I guess it's hard being a criminal. I don't know. So that's all I got. That is all I got. So yeah, not acting very honorably in regards to his arrogance, or where he's at in a position of authority with Tower. So that's all I got. I will try to come back on tomorrow. We shall see, knock on wood, that tomorrow I have a better day at work. Oh, hey, Peggy. Okay. Yeah, just give it a little bit for it to fully upload to YouTube. Or watch it tomorrow if you're bored. You do you, Peggy. You do you, Mom. So I'll try to come on tomorrow again. We'll see how my day goes at work, because this little Mercury retrograde is kicking my ass. No, this is for a whole year. For a whole year. So it would go September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and then back to September. So for the next year, legal issues, financial problems, and legal issues. So that's what I got. That is what I got. So I'm going to go. I hope everybody has a good night. It's 10 o'clock. I'm going to try to read like one chapter or maybe two before I go to bed, because I did not read my book yesterday. And I'm kind of sad. But I need to finish that book. 676 pages. I need to knock that puppy out. It's a good story though, so it doesn't feel like I'm reading that much. So I hope you all have a wonderful evening. And again, thank you to Pamela Dixon for the little my little moon. Let me see. There it goes. See, my little moon. I got the whole moon in my hands. I put it on the setting that changes color. It's so cool though. See, like, I don't know if my camera's picking it up, but it's textured. So it looks like the moon. So thank you so much, Pamela. This thing is like the coolest thing in the world. Oh, look, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but right there, you can see where a meteor hit. Boom, right there. So this thing's really, really cool. It's like the nebulas. So pretty. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Hope you all have a fantastical evening. I'm going to go read and then take my ass to bed and pray to the gods that little bastard Mercury doesn't screw up my day tomorrow. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.